So what are some tips to help you be more present? Tip number 1, slow down. We live so fast. We treat life like a race. We're rushing to get to the finish line. What's the finish line? It's got to be death, right? If you're treating life like a race, what's the finish line? What are you winning? Right? Is death the prize? Death is obviously the finish line. So, slow down. There's no rush. Don't be in such a hurry to get to the finish line. Life's not a destination. It's a journey. So slow down so you can enjoy the journey. And the only way to enjoy the journey of life is to be present. And when you slow down, you naturally become a little bit more present. Number 2 is becoming aware of your 5 senses. The more you are aware of your 5 senses, the more present you're going to be. And the bonus tip, you could say, with this one is you have to be aware of your 5 senses. You can't be thinking about your 5 senses. You don't go creating stories about what you're sensing, judging what you're sensing, commenting, narrating on what you're sensing. That's not being aware of your 5 senses. You notice that when you're aware of your 5 senses, that you're really immersed in this present moment. Next tip would be to get out of your mind and more into your body. We're pretty up here in our head. If we can bring our attention to our body more. And this kind of falls under the 5 senses, more the touch, feel sensations. But I thought I'd mention it. You can do this with any sort of like movement practice, different exercises, playing around, moving the body, dancing, yoga, tai chi, like any sort of like movement practice can really get you out of your mind, right? You'll feel more grounded. You'll feel more natural. It's very unnatural. You don't know the difference when you're stuck in your head. But most people who are up in their head, they're conceptualizing life so much, and it feels so unnatural to do that. But the body, it's so natural. It's like, it just feels natural. It just feels like it's part of nature, like it's one with nature, and you're just like knows what to do. You don't need to think about anything. So to be more in your body, do things more with the body and put your awareness, put your attention on your body more, and you'll find that that awareness is shifted from the mind to the body. It's kind of come down here from the head down into the body. It will feel like that. While you're there in the body, tip number, I don't know what we're on here, 1, 2, probably 4, is your breath. Being aware of your breath, because you can't breathe in the future and you can't breathe in the past. So it becomes like your portal into the present moment. And you'll notice that when your breath slows down, your mind slows down. You'll notice as your breath becomes more relaxed, your mind becomes more relaxed. And as your mind becomes more relaxed, your body becomes more relaxed. And it's really easy to, you could say, enter the present moment, even though you're always in the present moment. It's just you're in the present moment, dreaming about the future or dreaming about the past. So, like I said, is when you're fully conscious of your breath, you can't think. No thinking's possible. You're not even there. It's just your breath. And when you're very conscious of the breath, you become one with the breath. There's just the breath, right? So what do we got here? Slow down. Be aware of your 5 senses. Get out of your mind into your body. Be conscious of your breath. Next one's probably the most difficult, more advanced, is to watch your mental processes, watch your thoughts and emotions. So not identifying with the thoughts and emotions, not identifying as a character in a story, but simply watching the thoughts and the emotions like objects. Watch them pass, watch them come and go. And you remain as the sky, watching the thoughts and emotions just pass by like clouds. And when this is happening, then you're very present, and you can maintain your presence much, much longer. And this is pretty much like developing the witness consciousness, where you're just consciously being a witness to what's happening. You're conscious of the 5 senses, the breath, right? As well as the thoughts and the emotions. You start, when this is happening, you are very present. You start feeling very meditative, you could say. So there's many things that you can do to be present, right? You might say, oh, well, I'm very present when I'm running. That's true. That's true. It's because you're very conscious of your body. You're aware of your body. The feeling of your hips moving, your knees, your ankles, pressure off the ground pushing, the wind flying through your hair, the warmth of the sun, the smells outside, right? 5 senses. I feel really good when I do ice baths. Of course, again, immersing yourself in the senses, the sensation of temperature on your skin, breathing, right? Coming back to your breath. You need to panic, you jump in ice cold water and you panic. How can you have that mastery of your mind? Focus on the breath. Slow the breath down. All of a sudden the mind goes from racing, panic, chaos, to then the mind is relaxing, the body starts relaxing. Even though in your fully cold water, you can be relaxed. When you first jumped in, you contracted. But then with the breath, you're relaxing your mind, relaxing your body. And then you go from a contracted state to an open state, right? Rock climbing, any sort of like extreme sport, right? Again, like your 5 senses, when you're really aware of your 5 senses, in this case, when your life is in danger, you become very, very aware of your 5 senses, very sensitive. It's life or death, right? So any sort of like extreme sport or anything that's very high risk, motorcycling or anything like that. Could be just even sharpening knives. I mean, if you mess up, you got to really feel the knives. If you mess up, that's it. Slice your finger, right? Even cooking, right? Just like that. Like I really enjoy cooking. Basically, whatever you enjoy, it's because you're able to become more present. It's like, yes, you love what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. Yes, you love to cook, but you love to cook because you're present. And you'll notice, if you're very aware, that this separate sense of self that you take yourself to be is not present, is not there when you're, let's say, cooking. You're not really thinking of yourself. Whatever it is that you love, you're not really thinking of yourself while doing what you love. There's just what you love. There's no you doing what you love. There's no me, I'm cooking. There's just cooking. Cooking is happening. And you can be very present. Again, when you're prepping and cutting, you got to make sure you don't cut your finger. Right? And feeling as you're like peeling carrots or cutting tomatoes or cucumbers or whatever it is. Right? And there's a lot of things going on, and smells and look and the sights of the seeing of the different colors and feeling of different textures. Very present, of course. Right? So the thing is while you're kind of giving you a tip to be present, because you don't want to just be present when you're cooking. You want to be present with your kids. You want to be present at work. You want to be present all the time, right? So thing is, it's kind of extracting the essence of what it is. Like, I'm really present when I'm running. And then it's again, okay, well, then why can't you keep that heightened awareness of your five senses, not just when you're running, but when you're driving as well, or when you're at the office, or when you're at the gym, or when you're wherever it is, right? That's where if you just become aware of why are you loving what you're doing, that you're present, and then just know how much you're really aware of your senses in that activity. And if you can take that same practice and then practice it with something else, you might be so present rock climbing, but can you be present like that washing dishes? Of course you can, but are you? Try it. Might not be a life or death situation washing dishes, but can you take that much care, right? Certain times there's so much, again, like you got to slow down, really figure things out, sense the feel. But are you doing that while washing dishes? It might sound crazy just listening to it, but I'm saying that same presence that when you're when you're rock climbing, that can be maintained washing dishes, cutting the grass, playing with your kids, whatever it is. And it's really the practice. It's really the practice, maintaining it. So anyways, I don't know what we did there. Maybe, I think it was 4, maybe 5. I think we got to 5, whatever it is. Hopefully they help. I'll see you in the next one.